Yep, that's me. And you're probably wondering why I'm crying. No, I'm not sad. I'm actually really happy. I mean, look at what I am looking at. Yep, that's my wife, and that was the best day of my life to date. And I'm not showing you this just to show off a wedding clip, but I did spend a lot of money on the photographer, so maybe I am. I'm actually showing it to you to show you a piece of what I have built here in Iowa as part of the life that I genuinely love. And here's the thing, my wife, she wasn't born in Iowa. In fact, she wasn't even born in the US. She was born in the Philippines and she grew up in Saudi Arabia. So how does a guy from Iowa end up marrying somebody that is literally from across the world? Well, that's a story for the end of this video, but it is an example of one piece of how I built a life I genuinely love here in the state of Iowa. A lot of people think that you have to leave a place like Iowa to build a life full of excitement and something that they absolutely love. Bigger cities, bigger opportunities, and all of that stuff is absolutely great. But it is not necessary to have a fulfilling life like you can here in the state of Iowa. I have built a career here. I have built relationships. I have been a part of the community, and that is the key to creating a life that you love. And somehow Iowa became the place that I could do all of that and generally enjoy the process. So stick with me so you can find out how I did it and how you could possibly do it for yourself. I grew up in the state of Iowa, so I guess I had a little bit of an advantage there, but let me tell you, growing up, I did not want to stay here. And when I did end up staying here is actually because when my father passed away, I wanted to be close enough to my mom to where I could get home if I really needed to, if she ever needed help. So that's really why I started end up being here in Iowa. But as a part of that, I had to grow into creating that life that I really love. So all that being said, growing up here, I don't really count as part of growing the life that I love because, to be honest, it's high school. Nobody really cares about growing the life that you love when you're in high school. So what happened? Well, I went to school, got my engineering degree, and I came to the Quad Cities, which is where I currently live right now. Why did I come to the Quad Cities? Well, I had my engineering degree and I got the job of my dreams. I was gonna be a mechanical engineer for a company called Alcoa, which ended up switching over to Arconic, and it was great. I was living, had a good paying job, and all was fantastic. And it still really was fantastic. But as I went through my career, I needed to start getting housing and doing stuff like that. The thing is, I ended up purchasing a home when I was only 23 years old. And looking back, I didn't realize how lucky I was to be able to afford a home at that age, because I thought is the next step in life, and that was just a part of it. But what I didn't quite understand that I do understand now is that Iowa generally is fairly affordable compared to other places, specifically with housing. It's a great place to get started, buy a starter home, and have it still appreciate over time. And because I was able to purchase that home, I have been able to stay here and live fairly comfortably. So I found myself being very lucky in that aspect, and know a lot of other states that wouldn't have been as possible as it was for me here in Iowa. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I hate traffic. I hate having to deal with a lot of people. And here in Iowa, we don't have a lot of people, which is awesome because that also means we don't have a lot of traffic, and the Quad Cities is one of those places. Do we have traffic? Yeah, we do. But do we have the massive traffic jams that bigger cities have? No, and I do travel quite often, all thanks to my wife. So we go to a lot of larger cities. Over in Europe, here in the Midwest, on the coast, we go to different places, and it makes me genuinely enjoy the Quad Cities even more because of that traffic situation. I just cannot handle the stress, and a stress-free life is always probably better than a stressful life. Although there may be some benefits to having a stress life. I just haven't quite understood what it could be. Have you? I read a study once that said people that live the longest have the best community around them, and I think there's probably some truth to that. In Iowa, generally speaking, you can get some good community around you. I volunteer a lot, I'm out in the community a lot, I'm on the Facebook groups, and I do make a lot of great connections, not just superficial ones, but lifelong friends in most cases, which is really awesome. And the opportunity is everywhere in the state of Iowa, not just in the Quad Cities. I actually just made a video with my buddy from back home, small town, and he is making a lot of connections and volunteering and being a part of different aspects of the community that is generally Iowa related. It's really cool to have that, and I don't know if it'll make me live longer, but I will say it will make me live a more fulfilled life by having a lot of good community all around me. Now, in Iowa, people are kind of worried about, is there career opportunities here? And I'll tell you, there is. When I was working as an engineer, I had a great career path. I was working in a company that built stuff for like SpaceX, Ford F-150s, basically every commercial airplane that's out there. If you haven't guessed it, we did aluminum, and we manufactured a lot of different specialty aluminums, and we're on a lot of different products. And the career path was really great, but it wasn't going to necessarily be for me. So I got into something else, which is real estate. And I did it kind of on a whim, to be quite frank with you, but I did both engineering and real estate at the same time for about a year. By the end of that year, I decided I'm going to move on from engineering and become a full-time real estate agent. So when it comes to career and career growth, there is a lot of opportunity. I could have been still working there, becoming a manager, and that would have been awesome. It just wasn't for me. So I decided to build my own business. And that's the thing I really like about Iowa, is the opportunity to build your own business, create those connections, those relationships is everywhere. Very similar to if you're building connections with your community. It's the same way. Connections built here on business with trust and honesty will go a long ways to building your own business here in the state. So it's an awesome opportunity, and it's a part of the reason why I love the life that I live here in Iowa. Now, that's not to say that Iowa is perfect, because it is not. There is some downsides to living in the state of Iowa. One, we don't have large cities. If large cities are something that you generally like, you're not going to want to look at Iowa, because our biggest city is the city of Des Moines and the Des Moines Metro, and it's not even at 1 million people. So if that's something that you like, don't even consider it. It might not be for you. And I get it. It's not for everybody, and it shouldn't be, because people need different aspects of their life. But I generally do really enjoy Iowa. But back to the original question, how did me and my wife meet? Well, she was working as a med tech in Saudi Arabia and was tired of her career choice, tired of the community that was there, and she was told about a job here in the state of Iowa as a med tech, applied and made it to the state of Iowa. That's how she got here. But eventually we met on a dating app called Hinge, and we met up, and our first date was amazing at a place called Bake, which doesn't exist anymore. They decided to do a different business, going back to that possibility of businesses here, and they're doing fantastic at that other business. But we went on that date, and I guess you could say the rest is history. We ended up getting married. We've been together over 5 years. We have 2 dogs, and we genuinely love being together at every possible moment. We do a lot of traveling. We do a lot of hanging out, do puzzles, all sorts of different things, and we really do love it. So it's a huge culture change for her, but she absolutely loves it too. And I could ask her, and she would definitely say that. So if you're thinking about making a move to Iowa and you want to know kind of where you want to be, hit me up. My number's popping up down below. Give me a call. I can answer any questions that you have, even if it's not the place for you. I'd love to answer those questions too, because Iowa is not for everybody. And if that's you, you need to know that before making the move, because I'd rather you know before coming and not be miserable when you get here. But if you want to see a video that's Iowa focused, the pros and cons, everything you need to know, check out one of these videos right here.